Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Digital Presence Toolkit webinar presented by Ms. Ronnie Ramos from Harmony 3 Productions. Today's session will explore how to make content simple by using easy tools to help you show up online. My name is Jeannie Yang. I'm a business counselor at Pace. Thank you for joining us today. This webinar is brought to you in partnership with the City of LA Economic and Workforce Development Department, EWDD, and BusinessSource Pico-Union Westlake region, operated by Pace Business Center. This webinar will be recorded, and before we dive into today's topic, let me do a quick introduction on Pace. Pacific Asian Consortium in Employment was established in 1976, and we are a 501c nonprofit organization. We have 5 departments: business workforce development, utility bill assistance, housing, and education. And all our 5 departments are equipped with necessary services to provide to tackle poverty and economic inequity in diverse community across the LA region. And we offer one-on-one business counseling, asset and credit building, business financial plan development webinars, to help you start a brand new business or assist you with your existing business. And if you'd like to get into procurement, please give us a call. We can assist you with that as well. And the greatest fact is that all our services are free of charge. So if you have any question or services, any lending products, please visit our website, pacelabdc.org for more information. All right, let's get into the topic of the day. Pleasure to have you back with us, Ronnie.
Thank you so much. And I believe this is the last one in our series, yes, right? It is. I want to make this one as interactive as I can. So if you have a question, raise your hand, use the little raise hand icon, and we'll call on you and let's talk about it. I want us to feel like we're getting our questions answered, and you have me as your digital creator. That's what I do for a living. Really here to answer your questions today. So we're going to dive into how I think making your content easier comes down to batching that content and repurposing and reusing it. I want you to feel like you put all this effort into your content. Let's get the most out of it that we can. And this illustration that you see right here, this is showing all these different little pieces that I have used for other content in the last month that I'm reusing every chance I get. And I want you to be able to think of that also, because it takes some of the burden off. You create one piece of great content and can reuse it and partial it out for many, many different things. So just a little bit about me. If you haven't met me online before, I'm Ronnie Ramos. My company is Harmony 3 Productions, and these days we're called content creators or a digital creator. Basically, that means anything visual online, that's our wheelhouse, whether it's photography or videos or all the new AI tools or working in Canva. That's what I do every day. So if you have questions about any of that, anything visual online, feel free to start posting in chat, and I will have chat open here. Let me get that open. And perfect. And Jeannie can help field questions if we get some coming in. But I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, I'm Ronnie Ramos, and on most other social, I'm under Harmony 3 Productions, which is my business name. You can also sign up for my newsletter, and I tend to give my best tips on a semi-regular basis. You can scan the QR code. It's a place that I can chat about things that I'm excited about trying, I'm starting to play with, but maybe they're not ready for the webinar. So if you want to see what I'm working on or see the new tools that I think are exciting, sign up for my newsletter. All right, as I said, taking little pieces that you've done for other things and repurposing them is one of the easiest ways to keep your library of content that you have to create for your business fresh and filled up. So who's this session for? Well, hopefully it's for you, but I would think if you're posting between 2 and 5 times a week, or you want to, maybe you're juggling your business and everything else, and you want consistency without living on your phone or on your desktop trying to make content on a short notice. I hope that you'll walk away with a repeatable workflow that you can do monthly and a content menu, basically your pillars and your themes, so that you can have a ready to use weekly posting plan. My goal for you today is that you have a little bit of less stress and more clarity about your posts and more content that actually supports your business. So, content batching, why I think it works is it reduces that decision fatigue. What am I going to post today, right? So you can make your decisions once. Here's your topics for the month. Here's your hooks. Here's your visuals for the month. I'm talking about doing this in one day, and then you've got stuff for a whole month to play with. It saves your brain power for your clients and for your regular life. And it builds consistency, because consistency, I think, beats bursts of motivation every time. It's easier to show up even on your off days when you have a system in place, and it protects your time. One setup can give you multiple pieces of content, less last minute filming and posting. And it makes your content more strategic. I do think this is one of the main reasons I do it this way. You can plan around specific things that are coming up. Maybe you're launching a certain new product, or seasons that were coming. We've got St. Patrick's Day coming up. Are you doing a post about that? Does that relate to your business? And different promos that you have. You're naturally going to create a better content mix, planning strategically. And for real, less stress. Your drafts plus your scheduled posts, much calmer weeks. That momentum, it comes from systems, not just willpower. So what is content batching? Well, a definition for me is it's a focused session where you can plan and create and prep multiple posts at once. And the goal is to reduce the daily starting from scratch. I hate that whole starting from scratch, blank piece of paper thing, kind of terrifies me. It's not posting the same thing everywhere without tweaking it. Yes, you might have to tweak it a little bit for different platforms. And it's not trying to make 30 days of content perfect all at once. It's also not a replacement for engaging with your audience. Yes, you do still need to be active on social. So here's my overall workflow, just 5 little steps. You're going to build your strategy. That's your goal, who your audience is, the voice of your brand, and that kind of mix of types of content. Then you've got your pillars and your themes, and we're going to go deeper into all of these, but this just gives you an overview. That's your menu of things that you're going to talk about. And then your plan. You're going to turn your topics into a simple calendar. Then you're going to create those. Is it reels? Is it carousels? Is it static posts? I don't know yet. Then you're going to prep and schedule those posts that you've just created. You're going to draft your captions, and you're going to add visuals and schedule and save drafts if you're going to individually be posting them and not using a scheduler. So the tools that you use, these are the tools that I use every day for my clients, for my own business, that make it so much easier. For writing help, ChatGPT or any AI. Personally, I use ChatGPT. For me, it works great, but any of the LLMs, the large language models, that's what I use for ideas and my first drafts. And your job is to add your voice to that and incorporate some real examples. So the AI isn't going to know your real examples that you want to share, but you're going to share that with the AI so it can make great posts for you. And for design help, absolutely Canva. Canva templates, I use them. They are so easy to make them consistent by you customizing them to your own brand. You can duplicate the template and swap out text and move really fast doing that. And for publishing help, any scheduler, and that's totally optional. If you don't want to use a scheduler, you can make drafts and reminders in your regular calendar. It'll just remind you to post on your own. So you start with your strategy. Answer these 4 questions. What's your goal this month? Is it leads or awareness, trust, sales? Who are we talking to? One person, one problem is how I want you to format it. And what are you most likely to share? I want it to be 80% value and 20% promo. And what's your voice? Is it friendly, bold, expert, playful? A quick win is to pick one primary platform for the next 2 weeks, and you can repurpose later. So for me, my main audience is on LinkedIn. So my posts are geared towards LinkedIn. Is it easy to share that on Facebook and Instagram? You betcha. Think how much time that saves me. Now, my main audience is not on TikTok, but if it was, I'd have to tweak it just a little bit for that platform. So throughout this webinar today, I will be asking for volunteers. Like I said, it's the last one in this series. Let's have a good time together. Let me see somebody raise their hand who's willing to answer these 4 questions, and let's brainstorm about that a minute. So let me see anybody who wants to play along with me, and I will be asking for volunteers throughout this whole hour. Anybody want to raise their hand and answer these 4 questions with me? Now is not the time to be shy. Okay, I see Nadia. Go ahead and unmute, Nadia.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Perfect. Thank you so much for playing along. All right, what's your goal for this month? Suggestions would be leads, getting new clients. Is it just brand awareness, which I think is super important for all of us? Is it building trust, you as an expert, or is it actual sales?
Brand awareness, definitely.
Perfect. Okay. Who are you talking to? Who is that ideal client persona? Tell me who they are.
The corporate CEO.
Okay. What's the one problem that you can help them with?
I would love to help them with increasing the mental well-being of their employees in the corporations.
Nice. Okay. What are you going to share this month? So 80% of it, I want it to be value. So that's a big, area that you obviously can give a lot of value on your post. And 20% is going to be a promo, how they can, reach out to you, connect with you, schedule a consultation. So we're all in business. We need to sell our stuff a little bit, but only 20% of the time. So what's your voice? Is it friendly, bold, expert, playful? What's your brand voice?
Authoritative.
Nice. Okay. So what would be your main platform that you are using?
LinkedIn.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to show you how I would work with that. So I'm going to just go right into ChatGPT. And this is how I would do it for myself or my client. Okay, for these questions, I'll put a business has a goal of brand awareness. They are talking to I'll put CEOs who, okay, so what was the problem for the CEO that they want to
reduce burnout for their employees.
Right. And I'm going to put share 80% value and 20% contact us, and put their voice is professional, expert. I'm going to put give me 8 posts for LinkedIn. So whatever your business is, you can follow the same step, ask ChatGPT just like I did, these same questions. So let's see what it says. Okay. I love this already. Burnout isn't a people problem, it's a systems problem. Burnout rarely shows up because people can't handle it. It shows up when work systems quietly reward urgency over clarity. If you're seeing burnout signals, look for workload design. Are priorities realistic? Role clarity. Do people know what good looks like? Decision friction. How many approvals slow everything down? This is great. The hidden costs you can't see on a P&L. Burnout costs don't always show up as burnout. They show up as high performer turnover, missed deadlines. These are great selection of posts that you could create. We got this in what, a minute total by the time I typed it in and then it gave me a response.
Yeah, I have to tell you, Ronnie, that thanks to you, I know how to use AI for my
Excellent.
LinkedIn content.
Perfect. AI is fabulous, just like we used it for brainstorming and content ideas that I want, of course, all of us to put our own experience and expertise on. So this is first case how I would start. Absolutely perfect. So thank you for playing
Thank
along
you very
on that.
much.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, as you're getting ready to do all this stuff, so before you dive into the creation, you want that clear strategic foundation. So that means knowing your audience. So Nadia knew right away who her audience was. She was very clear on that. I want all of you to really have that sense of who your audience is. I thought I saw a raised hand. Janice, did you raise your hand and then it disappeared? Okay. Because anytime you want to jump in and talk, today is the raise hand day. So understanding your audience's pain points. What are they looking for and what type of content resonates with them? That's you're going to create that persona, that audience persona. So Nadia knew right away, CEOs of corporations. Then you're going to pick 3 to 5 content pillars. And those are your core themes that align with your expertise and your audience interests. Those are going to serve as your content foundation. And then you're going to set weekly themes that you can organize your month around specific topics or campaigns to create that really cohesive narrative, that's going to build over time. Okay, Janice, I see a hand raised. Janice, can you go ahead and unmute?
Yes, hi, Ronnie. Are we
Yes.
going to get a copy of the slide presentation today?
You get a copy of the video. You don't get a copy of the slides. You get a copy of the video. You'll have access to that. And Jeannie, maybe you could tell them where they can access that and when it will be available.
Sure, I'll post the link.
Perfect, thank you. All right. You're going to define your content pillars. These content pillars really can apply to any business, right? But you can select your own. And like I said, you can pick between 3 and 5. Start with 3, make it easy. But some that are very common work no matter what your business is. Tips and education. You're going to share valuable insights or how-tos, actionable advice that positions you as an expert in your field. What about behind the scenes? People love behind the scenes, right? It builds really authentic connections by showing your process, your workspace, or maybe your day-to-day activities. Customer stories, testimonies, this is gold for your business. It's that social proof that we all need, because when people see somebody else who has the same problem that they do getting help, solutions from you, they can envision them getting solution help and problem solving from you. Promotion, light. As I said, 80% you're giving and 20% you're asking for something, which could be visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, contact us for more information, whatever that call to action is. And then I do want you to be engaged in and have community type of posts. And what I mean by that are maybe common questions that people ask you. All of us have our 10 frequently asked questions. Each one of those could be a post, right? You also probably know 10 things people should ask. That's 20 ideas for posts right there. You could do something like myth versus fact in your industry, or again, sharing those tools and resources that you are the industry expert, that you are willing to openly share with them. All right, so we've got pillars and themes. So pillars are what you always talk about. Those are the big categories. They're your core categories. These are the topics you always talk about. Then you've got themes. This is how you talk about a specific angle for one of your pillars on this post or for this month. This could be the focus for the month, a theme relating to one of your pillars. So for example, my company, Harmony 3 Productions, my pillar could be video tips. My theme could be get confident on camera. So get confident on camera could be Sit up straight, take a deep breath, use good lighting, make sure that you have a microphone. Those are all ways to help you be confident on camera. It goes under my main pillar, which are video tips. Okay, so again, for me, pillars, video tips and strategy. These are things I always talk about. What about AI and DIY, do-it-yourself video content and behind the scenes? Those are 3 pillars I can talk about all day long. Now, for themes, remember each one of these has to go under one of those pillars. Get confident on camera. AI avatar, yay or nay? What's in my video shoot bag? All of those are themes that can go under one of my pillars. All right, so how do you brainstorm with AI a month of topics? So again, you can use any LLM AI. I use ChatGPT. I use it every day to kickstart my ideas. So I would type in, give me 12, just like the example that I just showed you with Nadia. Give me 12 or however many you want, social media post ideas for whatever your industry is, using these content pillars. Then you're going to give it your content pillars. For example, if I was doing this for a fitness coach, give me 12 social media posts for a fitness coach using these content pillars: workout tips, nutrition advice, client transformation, mindset motivation. For each idea, write a hook, 3 bullets, 1 call to action. Make 4 of them promotional, 8 educational. Then you're going to review and refine those suggestions to match your brand and your brand voice and your audience needs. That's the human part of this. You know that. ChatGPT doesn't know that, right? Aim for 12 to 15 ideas to cover a whole month. My rule of thumb is plan for 2 times what you think you're going to need, and that way you can use only the best ones. Okay, I'm going to look for another volunteer. Anybody want to see me use this exact prompt for whatever your industry is? Let me see a hand raise. Somebody who wants to play along with this. Okay, Janice. Janice,
Yes, the
can you go ahead?
industry is real estate rental property management.
Okay, hold on. Let me copy this so I have this in ChatGPT. All right. So I put great. Now
It's rent stabilized.
Okay, so I'm going to change it to 4 social media posts just for the interest of time. And so what would be your, so here I had said for a fitness coach, what would I say for you, what you are?
The property project manager.
Okay. Okay, so give me your content pillars. Give me 3 things that you talk about all the time.
It's renovation to modern standards, and also I have regulatory compliance things that I have to do on the
Okay,
computer.
so renovation to modern standards, that's good. Now I need another pillar. So you got to be, these are your pillars, the things you talk about every day.
Regulatory compliance.
Okay, perfect.
Due dates or whatever.
Give me one more pillar that you talk about every day in your business that you're the expert on.
Keeping up with bill payments.
Okay.
From vendors.
Okay, more specific. It would be tailored to, who do you want this to go to?
This would just this would go into my.
No, who do you want to see this?
Oh, it's myself and
no,
myself.
Who is your audience?
Oh, my audience would be prospective tenants and my vendors, my contractor, my super.
Now, your super is not your ideal audience. That's your super. Who is your ideal audience? Is it prospective tenants and vendors?
Yes, and it's also existing vendors.
Then I would just say vendors, because
Right,
we have to tailor
right,
it to who you want to speak to.
right. And
So
it's vendors, right?
are you basically a property manager?
Yeah, for my own building.
Okay. Okay.
And the building is rent stabilized.
I'm putting own building. The building. So these are just for your one buildings.
One building.
And you're going to make social media posts about that?
Yeah, because it's a 9-unit building, an
Okay.
apartment building.
Okay. I'm going to put 9-unit. Let's see what it says, right? Let's see what it comes up with. Prospective tenants, small building, big standards. Ooh, I like that. 9 units, quiet, neighborly living, not a mega complex vibe. But you got to put in what's appropriate. Renovations focused on function and comfort, not just cosmetic. Rent stabilized means more stability and cleaner expectations. Call to action, interested in upcoming availability, DM me unit and I'll share what's next. I think that's great. Educational, tenants, what rent stabilized means in real life. Rent increases follow specific rules, not random jumps. Repairs and habitability standards still apply fully. Documentation matters for both tenants and management. Call to action, want a simple tenant-friendly explanation? DM me RSO and I'll send a quick summary. The idea behind the DM me on your posts is that creates engagement that the algorithms love. So you would go through everything that ChatGPT spits out for you and see whether that has your voice to it, if it makes it seem like you're saying it, it's representing your brand. And that's why I'm saying I ask for way more than I'm going to need so that you can cherry pick the ones that you want to use. So that was a great example because it was wildly different than how we did one for Nadia. So whatever your type of business is, you can use this structure to come up with ideas for posts. So Janice, was that helpful for you?
Yes, it was. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you for joining and playing along here today. Okay. So for me, I asked those same questions and it gave me so many to choose from. So for get confident on camera, it gave me the idea for a, before you hit record, carousel posts. Then AI avatars, meet my avatar. Then week 3, what's in my video shoot bag? So many great ideas. So for week 1, get confident on camera, before you hit record as a carousel post. My first video was awkward, which kind of is behind the scenes, making it be more relatable that my first one was not a success. And then what to say on camera when you don't know what to say, that's being helpful, educational. So let me show you how I took these ideas from ChatGPT and actually turned them into posts and videos. So for the first one, it was a carousel post. So it gave me the content for a carousel post is different individual slides. It's like a little slideshow. Took the content from ChatGPT, took it into Canva, into one of their templates, and then made it so it represents my brand with my branding and my colors, my logos at the top. So the slide 1, you can see first on the left, before you hit record, feeling nervous on camera, you're not alone. I've got 3 quick tips to help. Then each slide is one of those tips. The other thing I do want you to think about is organizing all of this that you're doing into a calendar. It helps you visually see what you're doing for the month. You can use a spreadsheet or a physical planner just so you can visualize your entire month. And I do like to color code them so I can make sure that the different types of pillars are covered throughout the month, and then you can arrange your topics strategically. And don't forget, if there's seasonal events coming up, to include that in when you're asking ChatGPT for some prompts. And consider doing a mix of formats from static post, carousel post, getting a lot of engagement these days, and definitely video. Then I draft all of the captions with ChatGPT. So very, very efficient for caption creation. It can turn your topic ideas into complete posts in minutes. So I could ask ChatGPT something like, write Instagram captions for these ideas, and then I would list the ideas that I want. Some pro tips on that when you're asking ChatGPT: please include specific instructions about tone, length, and style. Request a mix of emojis if you want them, and formatting for visual appeal. Absolutely. Bullet points, emojis, breaking up your paragraphs make it much easier to read. Ask for hashtags only if you are using them. Me, I'm really not using them much anymore. So I'm definitely focusing on keywords and key phrases these days over hashtags. Definitely edit what it gives you for your authentic voice after you generate them. Okay, so back to the sample that I was showing you that I actually created from, I put those prompts in ChatGPT and this is what it gave me. So that is the carousel post for the initial one that I asked it, give me the slides for a carousel post before you hit record. I think it did a great job. And then the next one, I asked it for a script talking about my first video was awkward. It gave me that script. I recorded myself. I recorded me. You can hear the dog barking in the background. All of that behind the scenes-ness of it is important because, again, it lets people kind of see your process. So let me show you that video. So my first video, a total disaster. I had the radio blasting in the background. My dog was barking at absolutely nothing. And I was just sitting there trying to remember my own name. But guess what? I posted it anyway because done is better than perfect. And honestly, the dog kind of stole the show. Very quick, easy to record in Canva. I can take it and put my branded colors and my call to action, my logo. So it makes it look real professional. The next one was educational tip. So if you're not sure what to say on camera, right, do this. So again, it wrote the script for me, but I had it write the script for an AI avatar instead of just me on camera. So let me show you what that looks like.
Not sure what to say on camera? Start with this simple line. Hey, I get a lot of questions about whatever your topic is. So here's one quick tip that helps. That's it. You don't need a script. You just need to be helpful. One question, one answer, one person in mind. The best videos start with just showing up. I'm an AI avatar helper for Ronnie at Harmony 3 Productions, here to make content much easier.
Now, I'm always transparent. If I'm using an avatar like that, I have her say that, right? Because I don't want them to think that this is a real client, right? Or that she works at Harmony 3. She's an avatar. But an avatar is actually kind of working for me in that. But so there's so many different types of content, but ChatGPT can help you really with all of it. All right. Your visuals, how to batch them in Canva. I like the idea of creating like, half a dozen to a dozen reusable templates in Canva. And how you create a reusable template, you find a template that you like for whatever reason, and you can customize it with your own brand colors, your logo, your fonts, so that it looks like your brand. That's the brand awareness that I want you to have. So you start with Canva's pre-made templates, and then you customize it to fit your brand, right? You apply your brand colors, your fonts, your styles, but the inside, that's just kind of the holder for your content. The content is going to change. I had somebody ask me like, well, if it's all branded, how is that not boring? Because that's just the envelope. What you put inside it should not be boring. It should be educational. It should be entertaining. It should be something that people want to save. So your content might have your branding and your fonts and your colors all the time, which I want it to. I want them to recognize you when you're anywhere online as your business. But I want your content to change. Your content should offer value and definitely not be boring. All right. Now, to maximize efficiency, let me just give you a week example, and you could repeat this every week. So Monday, maybe it's a tip, one quick win that your audience could try. Tuesday, maybe it's a little behind the scenes something, show your process or setup. Maybe Wednesday is a carousel post. Maybe it's a step-by-step guide and savable content. Then Thursday, client testimonials or transformations or before and after. That's your social proof, testimonial, result, or a client story. And then Friday, maybe you've got a call to action. Maybe it's an offer you have, or a lead magnet, or a book a call post. And all of these could be a post. They could all be carousels. They could all be videos. But it just gives you an idea. Okay, in a week, I could do this. Now, do you have to post every day? No. Does the algorithm love it if you do? Yes. But what it loves more than that is consistency. So if you can consistently post twice a week, that's great. If you can consistently post once a week, that's great too, as long as you're consistent. All right. Canva has, for the pro version, the paid version, an option for you to set up a brand kit, and I highly recommend that. That way you can put all of your brand elements in one place, so it's easy access. You can upload your logo, and you have your colors, your branded colors, your signature fonts. You can create a consistent visual identity really easy with one click when you have it all in one place. It helps you maintain that visual consistency. And using the Canva templates, wow, it is designer quality results. And even if you are not a designer, even if you have zero design experience or formal training, don't forget video. Video drives higher engagement across all the platforms. Now, things are always going to change. Who knows what's on the corner these days, right? But right now, video is it. So I use ChatGPT to write short scripts, like 15-second scripts, or longer engaging scripts like 60 seconds, short form videos like 12 seconds. It can do all of that for you. But again, you put your own experience and expertise on that. And then Canva actually has a built-in video editor and animation tools right there in Canva. You can put text overlays, you can add animations to really highlight your key points. Then in Canva, you can easily export it in different formats for different platforms. So vertical for Reels and TikTok, square for your feed, or even horizontal if you're doing long form video on YouTube. I like to batch multiple videos in one session while you're camera ready, and it really can help maximize your efficiency. All right. So remember my repeatable workflow. Here's the recap. You got your strategy, your pillars, your themes, your plan, your calendar for the month, and then create. You can batch it by format. You can do your reels and your carousels, and then prep it and schedule it. Some realistic time blocks to do this. And yeah, it could be a little optimistic, but why not jump in and try it? Maybe an hour for brainstorming and prompts. And this is you working on your content strategy. You're going to identify your themes and generate ideas with ChatGPT. ChatGPT can help you with your pillars and your themes. So you don't have to go, oh my gosh, where do I start? You can give information into ChatGPT and say, give me 3 pillars and give me 5 themes for this coming month. It will absolutely work with you. It is a brainstorming, second seat, if you like. That's how I use it. And then maybe 2 hours to write and draft all the captions and all your scripts and text content, and with AI assistance, and again, your personal refinement on top of that. Then maybe 2 hours to design those Canva templates and produce all the visual assets that you're going to need for your entire content calendar. And then maybe just an hour to upload your content to whatever scheduler that you want, or you can set your publishing dates. You can upload them, set little reminders in your regular calendar if you're going to be posting them yourselves. So that's 6 hours of focus work to create a full month of content. And if 6 hours seems like a crazy long time to do all at once, break it up maybe into into 2 3-hour sessions. All right, batch by format. Now, this to me is important, and I'll tell you why. Grouping similar content types helps to maintain, I know this sounds like creative flow and maximize efficiency. What I mean by that, if I'm doing my reels, so my vertical video, I'm in that video process, upload the video, put any captions I have to put on there, record my voiceover, put a call to action on, make sure that my closed captions have room, make sure that my position of my head is in the top third so it doesn't get covered by captions. So I'm remembering all those things on that first video. Then the second video becomes a little easier to do. Third video, I'm starting to get in that rhythm. So I like to batch my videos at once. If I make that one video and I've like, okay, this one here, this one here, this one here, and then I don't do another video for the next day or next week, I am going to have to start from scratch. My little brain can't hold all of that right here. It starts to go like that. So I like to do all of them, especially on the carousel post, because there's a lot of steps to that. So I'm in the make the carousel posts, get them uploaded. You have to upload in the order that you want them to come. And then LinkedIn is different. It doesn't take individuals. It's got to be a PDF. That's a lot to remember. But when you do it once and then another time and then another time for that month, boom, done. Definitely write down like a SOP, a standard operating procedure, how you're doing those posts, whether it's a video, whether it's a carousel. Because I guarantee you, next month when you come back and try to do it, you're going to go, oh no, what did I do? I do that. So I try to either do a recording of what I'm doing or write it down or tell ChatGPT what I've done, and it will write me that standard operating procedure that I can go back and start with. It's like breadcrumbs, so you can find where you were. Is it going to be exactly the same every time? I pretty much guarantee it will not be, because always things change. But you will be so much farther ahead if you have that document. I did XYZ to get this post, whatever it was. All right. You can also think about batching by platform. And the only reason I bring this up is I do like to start with one platform that is going to be my main one. For me, that is LinkedIn. I can make my post on LinkedIn. Is it going to work on Instagram and on Facebook? Absolutely. Will it work on TikTok? I don't really have an audience on TikTok, so I'm not active there. But if I did, I might have to tweak it a little bit so it was a little more TikTok friendly, right? But you're not going to know that unless you're active on the platforms that your audience is on. So you do need to spend some time on social. Spend the time on the platforms your audience is on and follow and keep a close eye on what is happening in your industry. Look at your competitors. Doesn't mean copy what they're doing, but see what they're doing. Be inspired by what they're doing. See if they're getting a lot of engagement on one type of post. Maybe there's something you can do similar. Again, it's not to be a copycat. It's for you're doing intel. You're doing research on what your competitors are doing. All right. So here's some example post series. So week 1 could be a tip. It could be sharing valuable advice that solves a common problem for your audience. You can format it as a carousel with actionable steps for a quick, maybe you're going to do it as a video tutorial instead that showcases your expertise. Week 2, maybe it's a testimonial. You can highlight a client success story with before and afters, or you can include specific outcomes. People love outcomes to build credibility and trust with those potential customers. If you are doing a client success story or testimonial, make sure you get written permission from them, because basically they're endorsing your brand at that point. Maybe you do it behind the scenes, right? So you can give your followers a glimpse into your process, your workspace, or your daily routine. This absolutely humanizes your brand, and it really can create some personal connection with your audience. Maybe week 4, that's when you have your call to action. That's your selling point. Promote your offer or your product or your service with a compelling invitation to engage. Direct your followers to what you want them to do. What specific next step do you want your followers to do that moves them closer to being customers? DM for more information. Follow us for, XYZ, come to our next webinar, sign up for our newsletter, whatever that call to action is. Like I said, 20% of the time. It is definitely the least amount that you are making content about. Those call to actions, you can ask ChatGPT for some ideas for that. So I would type in, write me 10 calls to action for small business Instagram posts. So this is very generic, but some examples you might get. And you would want to tell them what your industry is and the platform that you're going to be on. Maybe it's comment template. I'll send you my checklist. Which part should I cover next? Ideas, captions, Canva? What prompts? Want my prompt pack? Reply prompts. I'll send it to you. All of these are calls to action on social that are basically saying, I've got stuff to give you. Just comment, template or comment prompt, and I'll send you. Why are you asking them to do something? Because the algorithm loves engagement. Them commenting template, right? And then you sending something, that's 2 hits right there, right? So of course you've got great stuff. Everybody's going to want it. So everybody's like, template, template, template. The algorithm thinks that great. What do? They're going to show it to more people. All right, those carousel posts, right now they're getting a lot of engagement. So I want to give you some ideas about those. And again, this can work for whatever your industry is. 3 tips on a particular topic. You can create bite-sized, actionable advice, and that was just like the example that I showed you for mine, that deliver immediate value. You can use consistent design with clear numbering, concise text, right? Minimal text on each page. You do not want the text so tiny that people have to like pinch to read it. Step-by-step guides are great. You can break down a different process into very simple sequential instructions. You can use visual demonstrations. This type of post, the step-by-step guide, is a type that people will save. Again, algorithm, they love that kind of stuff. Customer transformations, you can showcase your impressive results with befores and afters. You can include testimonials. And yes, specific metrics absolutely help to build credibility. Let's see, I see a question here. Do you ask for their email address in that DM? No, because asking, I would not in this very first one. So you can, right? But I would make it easy for them. So they DM you, right? And then you're going to DM them back with whatever your giveaway was. At that point, you have now the capability to DM them. They've connected with you. At that point, you can then later say, sign up for my newsletter and I'd be happy to share my best tips with you about XYZ. But the minute you start asking for email right off the bat, really can put some people aside. The other thing that you could do in whatever you're giving them, right? So when we said template, you'd be sharing templates. Put it into a PDF that is beautifully designed in Canva, and then you have your contact information, you have your email, and you have that your email newsletter, which is so important. Say, for more information, for my best tips, sign up for my newsletter. You can put the QR code or whatever your newsletter sign up is in that. So you're not hitting them over the head with sales, but you are making it easy for them to once you have their email address, that's gold for your business. That's where you can connect with them on a regular monthly basis. And when they think about you, when they need what you do, your emails are going to come in to their inbox. Okay, let's see if we had any more questions here. Okay, batching your reels or TikToks. I like to create multiple short form videos in one session. You can use ChatGPT for the scripts, generate those multiple videos with hooks and top talking points and call to actions. It can help you structure your video script just like that. Film maybe 3 to 4, one outfit, you're already done, right? You're already on camera ready. You don't have to change your outfit. That way you can maintain real consistent lighting and the background. It really streamlines your process. So edit in something like Canva or CapCut, or most of the platforms have an editor built right in, like TikTok does, Instagram does, YouTube does. Whatever video editor you're comfortable using, there's so many of them out there. And then definitely create thumbnails for your videos, because if you don't, there's one frame that's going to be at the start of your videos, right? Before things start playing, there's one frame. And I don't know about you, but when the algorithm picks my one frame, if I don't, have a thumbnail that I want it to use, I've either got my eyes shut or my mouth open, or sometimes both. So yeah, make your own thumbnail. Absolutely. And then if you're going to be the voiceover, record that clean audio in one sitting. You can do all your voiceovers. You can find background tracks that you'd like. In terms of music, you are a business. You are restricted on the music you can use. Like popular music for businesses, you can't use. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. And a lot of people aren't really aware of that. Even in Canva, there'll be a lot of music that you can put on your video, but you're not licensed to use. So you need to do your homework, do the due diligence to find out what audio is what they basically call good for commercial use. So specifically in Canva, if I go to elements, you'll see here on the left, and it says, where is it? Audio. And there's all sorts of music that comes up. So if I look at this one, right, and the little three dots that pop up, you can see pro content included with Canva Pro, right? So I have the Pro account. But then read this: popular music, only personal use allowed. It's up to you to do this research before you add a track. Same thing on Instagram, YouTube. There will be music that, personal use, people use it all day. Most of the popular music is like that, but it is your responsibility to know whether it is good for commercial use or not. So let's see if any of these, that's personal use. Okay, so you can see on this one, commercial use allowed. So what I do is I always do a screenshot, put it in the same file with the video so that I know that I used one that commercial use was good for. Let's see. Jocelyn's saying, I'm a music supervisor. I can tell you any song that you recognize is not something you can use. Utilize production library, and yes, you have to pay for it. So the ones that in Canva that I just showed you that say free for commercial use are included with your Canva subscription, right? So yes, you have to pay for anything really for commercial use that you're using that you did not create. Okay, let's see here. Where were we? All right, repurpose everything. So this is where I would start. Start with some long form content. Is that your blog? Is it your newsletter? Is it a LinkedIn article? Whatever long form content, you start there. And I always have ChatGPT help me write it. Then you can take key points from that and transform that into an Instagram carousel, right? Which I would put on LinkedIn and Facebook also. What about a LinkedIn article? If you have a long blog post, you can adapt that content with a more professional tone for your business audience. And video content, you can convert some of those key points into short form videos across multiple platforms. And don't forget your email newsletter. Package those insights from your subscriber list for your subscriber list with very personalized content for your email newsletter subscribers. So one piece of content can be transformed into more than 5 different formats, absolutely maximizing your return on that initial time investment. Okay, adding a scheduling tool. Absolutely you can. There's a scheduler built right into Canva itself. There's Buffer, Later, Hootsuite, Planoly, a lot of them. It just kind of makes your scheduling a little easier for you if you like. Me personally, I do my own scheduling, but for clients, a lot of them will use a scheduler because then they don't have to worry about it. I do like to hang out when I make a post, and if comments come in, I'm replying in real time. I see Janice, did you raise your hand? Janice, did you have another question?
Yes, it's I think Amy posted the where we can get the I think Amy is the one that just posted it. I thought right, she just did it just now. Forgive me. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Using those templates makes it so much easier. yeah, I would basically like to template my whole life. Save your Canva templates. You can create a library of reusable templates that you can use that, again, that are branded for your business. Keep a file of those ChatGPT prompts that work for you, right? So that you always know to ask it in the way that you're getting a good response. If you're getting good responses, save that prompt. And then use a batching checklist. This is what I was talking about, that standard operating procedure that you write down how you did this batch, because it will be so much easier next month when you come back and have to do this again, that you've got that checklist to follow. All right, here's some sample prompts that you can steal from me. A monthly content plan. So you would ask an AI, write a month of content for whatever your industry is, based on these 4 themes. You give it those themes. Include 3 educational posts, 2 promotional posts, 3 engagement posts. You can obviously customize that to whatever you'd like. What about a carousel post? Create a carousel copy for whatever the topic is with 5 slides, or you can make it 3 slides, or you can make it 8 slides. 5 seems to work pretty well. Include an attention-grabbing headline for slide 1, educational content for slides 2 to 4, and a call to action for slide 5. What about video hooks? Give me 5 Reels hooks about whatever that audience pain point is you want to make that video about, that will stop scrolling. Each hook should be under 15 words and create curiosity. That's how I use ChatGPT. That is how I use AI. I will take what it generates, iterate on that, put my own experience and expertise on it. I can get a month's worth of content literally in minutes, and then I can just take it into Canva and make posts about it, or film it, or have an AI, talk it for me. So that's why it does take those 6 hours, but it starts with the content, starts with your strategy. Okay. What not to do. So don't create without a plan. Random posting, I think, without strategic themes can really lead to that inconsistent messaging and wasted effort. So start with your content strategy that's aligned with your business goals. Do not skip captions. Pretty pictures without compelling text miss a lot of engagement opportunities. Captions drive connection, context, and conversation, and they are accessible. As businesses, we have to make our content, our websites, everything accessible. So always use captions for your videos. Do not ignore your branding. Inconsistent visuals, it can confuse your followers. Like, is this from you? I can't tell. It doesn't look like your regular stuff. It can dilute your brand recognition. So maintain those consistent fonts and colors and visual style. And don't overdo it, right? That's kind of the good news. So creating too much content in one session absolutely can lead to burnout and quality issues. Start with a manageable batch, a whole month, 12 to 15 posts. And if that's too much, start with 6, start with 4, 1 a week. Start and be consistent. You can always add more. All right. So here's a sample study for a business owner. 12 static posts, so it could be a combination of tips or testimonials and promotional content. 4 reels, again, we're basing it on a fitness coach. Could be a quick workout demonstration or nutrition tips. 2 carousel posts, step-by-step guides on form or meal prep, and 1 newsletter, monthly content update, repurposed from all your social media stuff. So I hope today you walk away with knowing that there is a structure that you can use to make your content, and we all need a library of content, a little bit easier. It's not going to be easy because there's so much content we have to create, but utilizing these tools can absolutely make it easier. So Jeannie, tell us what we have for our next series and when that's going to start.
Today, we're concluding our second series, and starting on March 19th. That's Thursday, March 19th, we're starting our new series, and it's going to be on marketing in action. So please make sure that you sign up as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who's gone through this whole series. If you're new and jumping in, I think you came for a good one. And yeah, I hope to see you at the next series coming up soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ron.